Representative Fontaine.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I stand in opposition to this measure.
Please proceed in opposition.
Basically, what we're doing here is we're violating the separation of powers by overriding a multitude of judicial determinations, with a legislative measure after the fact. Please realize that people who have been sentenced to multiple terms have committed multiple felonies in this case. And is this something that we really want to go back and do? Also, there's the question of liability. I believe the chair tried to address that, but if you have a prisoner who's maybe served 2 10-year sentences and has served 14 years, and then we go back and we say, oh, you should only serve 10, there's 4 years of additional sentencing that this prisoner has served. Does that open the state to liability? Would he then come back to the courts and say, you need to pay me for the time that I spent in jail? So those are my brief comments in opposition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative Pine.
Yes, in opposition.
Please proceed in opposition.
I just want to explain to members what this means exactly. As the previous speaker had stated, a person that committed multiple crimes and was sentenced by a judge to serve consecutive sentences for those multiple crimes, they can now get off earlier. Let me tell you who that's going to affect in my community. A few years ago, Karen Otero was murdered by Vernon Bartley. What Vernon Bartley did to this nice woman who helped him out, his neighbor, he raped her, then he murdered her, then he stole her car, of course after breaking into her house to murder and rape her, and then he watched porn from her computer, and then he stole other things. He was sentenced to consecutive terms for all those different counts. The judge convicted him on 7 counts, including murder, burglary, unauthorized computer access, car theft, credit card fraud. And if this passes and is signed into law by the governor, I have to go to that family who was counting on him serving the time for the multiple crimes that he did to this wonderful woman, and tell them that this legislature felt that he should get off earlier. That's what I'm going to have to do if this bill passes into law. This is a real family who has suffered tremendously. And now this legislature feel that this person, this awful person, should have more freedom. Because now he can serve all these 7 counts all at the same time. And this family who was counting on, hoping on, praying on, and trusting in the judicial system, that he would serve the time for these crimes, they are going to be victimized again by this body. So, Mr. Speaker, I strongly ask the members to please not let this bill into law. You will find out that there are many cases in your districts that you're going to be letting off a violent criminal free because of this legislation if it becomes law.
Thank you very much. Do we have any